All right, Hub House, you are late to the party in Winter House. We miss you in episode 1. You show up in episode 2.
Let's get this party started!
Set the scene for me. What did you walk into? Because debauchery was unfolding night 1.
I walked into a lot of hungover people. Being typical Hub House, I walked in with a case of Fireball to get the party started again because I just had a feeling everyone was a little hungover after that first weekend.
You were like, here's a little hair of the dog and let's keep this going. We're here for 2.5 weeks.
So we don't have time to be hungover, guys. Let's go.
The is this?
Oh my God.
I'm walking into like a full-blown orgy.
Man, I wish I didn't see that because that's awesome.
From the first episode, this seems like it might be the horniest show in Bravo history. True or false?
Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, the altitude and the cold weather, you got to stay warm somehow, right?
Is that what you think why there was so much love and lust in the air? Was it's cold, it's cuffing season?
Yeah, I mean, for the majority of us, like we're single. So you walk into a house of single people with the exception of Kyle and Amanda, and I think Craig at the time. And I don't know, like there's something so beautiful about Vermont. I mean, it's just like this gorgeous, town in Stowe. I don't know why we were just all like, excited to flirt and be single together.
We see in the trailer, you and Jason kind of start maybe a little something. Did you expect to find that in the mountains, or did it surprise you that happened?
Not at all. Not at all. It was such an interesting feeling for me because Carl and Danielle were not there. Basically,
you're solo amiga.
Yeah, I'm the solo amiga, and I was like, what am I gonna walk into? I'm nervous, and like I don't typically ever get nervous. So Jason, he was all of a sudden he was there for me, and I was like, whoa, where did this guy come from?
You're interested in Lindsay. Well, we made out.
What?
She also stayed in my bed.
How many girls in bed in your bed?
The mahogany room don't play.
I think he like fed me a burger. And I was like, okay, who are you? And like we can be friends.
It all comes full circle. Sandwiches.
Yeah.
The key is sandwiches.
How many sandwiches have you made for me?
Well, there was a sandwich you posted on an Instagram story, or maybe reposted, of a breakfast sandwich that had people thinking that this relationship or this thing became a relationship outside the house. Did it?
Oh, that's a tricky question. We did. Yes, it did. It continued back in the city. He makes a lot of great food.
Has it continued to this day?
All I'm going to say to you is that I am happy right now.
Okay. Will maybe we get more of this story in a different show that premieres at a different time in a different year?
Yeah, maybe you'll hear more about it in early 2022.
To complicate things though, there is this whole Austen Kroll love like quadrangle. In the trailer, it looks like you confess that you are in love with him to him.
I'm in love with you. I was so drunk on Fireball. That was my first night there, and I just went like balls to the wall, literally on Fireball. Austen and I, which I think is a tribute to our friendship, we have been best friends for over 3 years, and we kind of kept it under wraps. So I think Winter House is the first time that you guys as viewers will be able to see that we have a friendship and that we have history, and you'll learn more about that as you watch. But as with any, best friends, we have interesting moments where we get drunk and say wild stuff to each other. I'm not the only one in this friendship that gets drunk and says wild things to the other one.
I was gonna say, you both have said this, that you're kind of the male-female version of each other. It's like a mirror situation. And I can pick up on that having met both of you and spent time with both of you. I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense that these two would find each other in this world.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he's a Gemini, I'm a Leo, and we tend to get along. We have very, very similar personalities, albeit, I'm female, he's male. And I don't know, we really enjoy having fun together and laughing, and we think similarly, we view the world similarly. And we talk all the time. I mean, at one point, Carl was like, how much do you talk to Austen? And I'm like, like 3 to 5 times a week, multiple times a day, sometimes breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Has the line ever been blurred between friend and relationship there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I think you'll learn more about that history. But again, we have spent the last 3 years developing, and strengthening our friendship before anything else. I mean, he's been in and out of relationships. I've been in and out of relationships. So although the lines can be blurred, and they do get blurred between us because, sometimes you're like, I don't know, like, do I love him as a friend or do I love him as more than that? Like, it's confusing when you do have those strong friendships between male and female.
It seems like maybe you thought dating could happen, timing never lined up, and probably hasn't. You've never officially dated him.
No, we've never officially dated. I think it's something that like he's potentially considered, I've potentially considered, but we also don't live in the same town. Long distance is hard. How would that work? I date a lot in New York because that's what you do around here. And, we typically talk to each other about like our dating excursions, whether it's him, meeting a girl or me meeting a guy. And I always found that with Austen and I, like we have such a strong friendship that it is a little scary, to blur those lines. And like, then we get drunk and say stuff and forget what we said the next morning. We're like, what did we say? What did we do?
So you'll be learning things watching this season back.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I can't wait to watch it as much as you because I am like, what did I do for 17 days in Vermont? Like, I don't even know.
Making this even more complicated, if it wasn't already complicated enough, is the fact that Austen and Sierra kind of strike something up.
Sierra is so pretty, it is like intimidating.
Are we finding love in Vermont?
Vermont's a crazy place.
Did that surprise you?
No, that didn't surprise me. I mean, Austen's a lover and like Sierra is a beautiful, stunning girl. I'm not surprised at all. Austen had just recently gotten out of a relationship. We both became single within like 2 weeks of each other last September, October. I know that like for him, he's not looking for anything serious, and I'm not surprised, that he goes for the prettiest girl,
And that doesn't then complicate your friendship with Sierra at all.
Yeah, I mean, of course it complicates things because Austen and I have a history, and I think, it's intimidating. Our friendship is intimidating to anybody who is romantically interested or involved with Austen.
That makes sense. People judge Austen a lot, but even Paige says in the trailer.
Hold on, let me get this right. 3 girls fighting over Austen Kroll. Just confused.
I get it from having spent time with him. He is a very charismatic person who kind of just like pulls you in and wants to have a good time. But how would you explain the allure of Austen Kroll to people who just don't get it?
It also does bother me that Austen sometimes gets a bad rap because I find him to be so much fun. He is highly intelligent. He's a family man. And anytime I'm with him, like, we can talk about things in absolute depth, or we can just be silly and have fun. Austen does get a bad rap sometimes for being, an F-boy or a playboy, I guess you could say. But like, what is he supposed to do? He's single. He's like experimenting and dating just like I am. So I guess you have to call me an F girl if that's the case. But yeah, I mean, I think I love hanging out with Austen. And I think, you guys watching Winter House will be able to see more of that fun, loving side to him that you haven't necessarily been able to see of him on Southern Charm because he's been stuck under the thumb of a relationship that was perhaps toxic.
Well, there's also the difference of cameras go down at a certain point on Southern Charm. Cameras stay up all the time when you're in one of these houses.
Yeah.
So there's little nuanced moments that maybe we missed on that show.
These boys, like, they're on like our show now, It's like, oh, gear up because you will not stop being No.
There is no escape. A lot seemed to happen in this 2.5 weeks. How much did what went down in the Winter House create like a domino effect for Summer House, Southern Charm? Like, is stuff going to bleed out into these other shows?
Yeah. I mean, a lot has changed within relationships. Obviously, you know, we all see the news and the Instagrams as far as where everyone's at. Being able to include some of our Winter House friends in the Summer House, I think you'll be able to see when you know the new season premieres next year.
People have been comparing this to kind of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, that like this is really the first time Bravo's ever had so many shows converge. Like, will you pop up in Charleston on Southern Charm?
Maybe. Yeah, there's like plenty of opportunities to go down there and visit them. Whether that means I would, you know, be filming with them or not, I have no idea.
Right.
Know.
These are friendships that transcend reality TV. Cameras don't have to be around for you guys to hang out.
No, of course not. You know, Austen was just here on Monday and he was like, hey, I'm coming to town. Let's go get a drink. Let's go to our, you know, restaurant. And I was like, okay, sweet. I'm down.
How do you feel about Paige and Craig, who are now an official couple?
Oh, I think they're perfect for each other. I think they're really cute together. He's really cute with her. She's really giddy around him. And I don't know. I also think they have similar personalities, you know, so it works for them. But yeah, I think they're really cute.
Did you pick up that maybe that would happen while you were making Winter House?
No, you know, there was obviously a lot going on in Vermont between the activities and like, you know, the people coupling up with each other and the drama and whatnot. So it's hard to like really pick up on, you know, oh, is this going to work? Is that going to work? But, you know, Craig had a girlfriend while we were in Vermont. So, and he was a very, very good, like, he was a good boy. He was very respectful towards that relationship. And, you know, it was hard to pick up on if he was actually flirting with anyone because he was in a relationship.
We have got weeks of this show left to watch. What's going to surprise the viewers the most about the Winter House experience?
I don't know. I don't know. Probably just the ability to not sleep, you know, and you drink every night and then wake up and go do crazy activities. I think it'll be pretty clear who is used to mountain sports and who is not.
Did anything surprise you?
I don't know. I mean, I was personally shocked that I met Jason. I did not ever expect to go into that situation ever. I just thought I was going to go like hang out in the snow with my friends. And I did not expect to meet somebody, you know, in the process whatsoever. So I think that was probably the most shocking for me is, you know, actually finding a guy and, you know, it being this beautiful, amazing, nice guy at that. So that was probably the most shocking part of it for me.
And you're happy now, but we'll wait and see what, I guess, the reality of your reality is. He's not hiding in that apartment somewhere, is he?
No.
Okay.
No, just my cases of Fireball.